Governor Ron DeSantis zeroes in on key electoral battles in Tampa and Orlando. Can his appointees hold their ground? You can't make this shit up. I'm your host, Joel Hoxley, David Washington, and we're really glad that you're here because we're going to talk about Governor Ron DeSantis, how he's prioritized Hillsborough and Orlando electoral races for 2024. Now, targeting the state attorneys with Suzy, Lopez, and Andrew Bain, his new Florida Freedom Fund aims to counter pro-abortion and pro-marijuana initiatives. So it's reinforcing a tough on crime stance. So now you got Lopez and Bain. We have Lopez and Bain, both DeSantis appointees. They have reversed how do you say it? Predecessor policies.
Yes.
And then they sparked some controversy in these Democrat-leaning regions. And when we know the Worrell story, we know all these different things. So it's going to be a lot of money being pushed through this electoral process. And, we're going to be able to see these two specific seats with these candidates.
Right. And with the Florida Freedom Fund, there's going to be a lot of money available to support Lopez in Hillsborough and also Bain here in the Ninth Circuit in Orange and Osceola County. DeSantis plays to win. And with the filings of both Lopez and Bain to remain in these seats and to keep out Warren and Worrell in their agenda, as the governor would like to say, just demonstrates that DeSantis and his allies mean what they say and say what they mean.
Well, it's an incredible amount of money that's going to be pumped into this. A lot of people are talking about DeSantis's appointment in Orange because they're not even going to be a Republican on the ticket. That's an MPA, no party affiliation with Andrew Bain. So there's going to have to be good money. So just because he's doing the job and getting the press, there may be a little extra push that he needs. So this money is going to come invaluable. And it's really, it's going to also help the
down ballot.
The down ballot.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
Look, it's good that there's money being pumped in so people will pay attention to the down ballot. But I also want you to realize that if you're a fan of either one of those amendments are going to get plenty of money through this also.
Right. And he's making the play for these down ballot races for opposition to the abortion amendment that's on the ballot and the marijuana amendment that's on the ballot. This is a hold no bars or what?
Hold bars.
Thank you. No hold bars approach by DeSantis and his Florida Freedom Fund. Also, this announcement comes on the heels of the Florida Supreme Court upholding Democrat Monique Worrell's suspension.
Which also means that if she does get elected, she's already showed incompetence. He could then, because there's not going to be a new governor.
Correct.
After this race.
Correct.
So she puts her faith in the people. She's still on record
Right.
So he could still possibly. So I would think, voters, you need to pay attention to these things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what if you believe that her suspension was real and needed to happen, even if you are on the liberal side, you may want to think about, casting a vote. There is a Republican primary in that race
Yes.
as of right this minute.
Yes.
We don't know what the
Set time in.
what's going to
Right.
happen at the qualifying, which is which will be tomorrow. This show being broadcast
Right.
on, we record on Thursday, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, and I think there's a lot that the Freedom Fund is going to have to, you know, go through and decide. So I'm just going to pitch the fact, if you have a little extra cash and you need somebody who really thinks about these things and knows about down ballot and how to get these things pushed, there's a company in Orlando, especially in Orlando. It's Jay in Washington. They're political innovators. They think about these things all the time. So you may want to spend some money there and have that organization, help you out, because they seem to know all the things that are going on the ground.
Yeah,
They,
for the
they talk
most
about
part,
it, they talk about a lot of it too. So,
sure do.
and they don't hide it. They're public about it. So,
Yeah.
we know what's going
Yeah.
on. Listen, we're your political innovators. This is this is, I think, DeSantis at his best. He loves to know where to put the money. He knows where he wants to invest. He's helping Orange become more conservative. He's
Mhm.
made the state, through Gruters and through Ziegler and through the team that he's put around him. He has truly brought the registration for Republicans up. DeSantis doesn't play.
I agree. He doesn't play, and because he doesn't play, he's very serious about his political agenda, his conservative agenda. I truly believe, we were talking off camera, that we could see a sudden shift in, say, here in Orange County, the county commission. We can see possibly two, if not three, of the county commission seats turn conservative. And with this influx of influence and money into uh, the down ballot here in Orange and Osceola counties and Hillsborough County. I can't say much about Hillsborough, but what I can say about Orange and Osceola, a little bit can go a long way, especially when you have a Democratic Party who is not cohesive in their messaging. They have very limited resources, despite raising, decent amounts recently. It's just not enough, and it's a little bit too little, too late, versus the influence and money that could come through Florida Freedom
Well,
Fund.
you have a very competitive race in the fact that uh, you have Carolina Amnesty.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That
going to
will
be a
help.
very competitive race,
Yes.
which I would explain to our voters out there that are looking at this. That race will generate out in District 1. In District 1 is up for election
County
in the
Commission
county.
District 1, yes.
So the county commission
241.
district is going to be playing there. So you're going to notice that, Disney backed commissioner and the Disney backed opponent, there's going to be a lot of money running around there. And
Mm-hmm.
you may see, with Amnesty having an advantage, uh, you may see a conservative swing there.
It's possible. It's strong. It's a strong possibility.
So that means that commissioner needs to really start looking at what she's doing to get reelected.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a very competitive race in District 3.
Yes.
District 3, which is blue, but it's purple. There's a lot of conservatives out there, so I don't
Correct.
know, but both Uribe and
Senator Stewart.
Senator Stewart are
Linda Stewart.
very, very popular. So it's going to be, which one will they take? I mean, the one that's done it in the past and they voted for, conservatives vote for Linda Stewart, conservatives vote for Uribe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be something very interesting, where that divide is. And we have an interview with Uribe that is going to come out, and we're really excited for you to see it. Very, very good interview, and hopefully we'll get an interview with Linda Stewart. So,
Yes.
um, God, it's just getting competitive. And then 5,
Oh boy.
listen, 5 is got big players coming in. I mean, the former mayor of
Winter Park.
Winter Park, Steve Leary, is in it. He'll have plenty of money. He'll have plenty of resources. He's very, very well liked individual and very hated individual. So he'll generate votes against and for him. And then you've got Kelly Semarin. She is very powerful out on the east side of the district with
East
her, with
Orange.
with with the passion that she's put into it. And I understand that Jay in Washington has a relationship with her, and all disclosure, but she has her work cut out because she has to go down and now fight in that Winter Park area. Um, but she's got the endorsement as far as I'm of the current. Does she have the
She does
endorsement? Yeah,
have
so
the
she has
endorsement of the
she
current
has the endorsement of the current
commissioner,
commissioner. So
Emily Bonilla.
that helps her because this same commissioner beat Edwards,
Ted Edwards.
Ted Edwards.
Commissioner Edwards, yes.
So, and what they're saying is Steve is Edwards 2.0. I mean, so that'll be where he's tagged. But then it's not a free reign either, because you have you get the Hispanic vote
Joel
with Joel
Montilla.
Montilla. Joel Montilla, very predominant with the Hispanic Bar Association,
Puerto Rican Bar.
Puerto Rican Bar. Excuse
He's
me.
the president.
Yeah, as the president. So you got that, and then is there somebody I'm missing in that race?
Former Maitland commissioner and former state representative.
Oh, Jeff. Joy
Joy
Goff.
Goff Marcel.
Yeah,
Yes.
Joy Goff. I mean, shoot. I mean,
She's a consummate politician and
always.
campaigner. She knows where her votes are, and she knows how to get after her votes.
Yeah. So now you have 4 very, very good candidates. I
Right.
mean, when you put these people together, they're not nothing to joke about, because they will do their due diligence to win.
Right.
So down ballot, you need to be paying attention. Now, who's qualified?
The
Have
one
they all
thing,
qualified yet?
they are all of them are anticipating to qualify. Kelly Simran has qualified by petition. So
Right.
has Representative Goff, and I believe that Steve Leary and Joe Montilla will qualify by paying the fee.
Yeah, by tomorrow. Yeah.
By tomorrow. There's one thing that can change the dynamic of this particular race is that they all support the rural boundary. However, Kelly Simrat's campaign has been the most active in the rural boundary movement and the most vocal. And if it is a possibility that the rural boundary initiative will not be on the November ballot, that takes that issue off the table for everyone. And it definitely takes that issue off the table for the Simrod campaign, which has relied heavily on that one issue to drive her campaign. So,
but now let me act like, on the outside looking in, from my perspective, I still think that campaign can capitalize on the fact that she's been there, she's been doing it, she has been a constant, and it played correctly. Where were you, Steve, when you had the chance to run for this and you dropped out? Where were you, Joel? Where were you, or what have you done to for this? Why were you not on? There's certain things that she has. You know, Goff out there working something. Hey, she's going from one political job to another. There's a way to play it.
Yeah,
with this not being on the
it's
table,
just the
but
messaging and having the right tone, that's not arrogant, that is timely and effective, and that part has to be developed.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad I'm not in that race. I'm glad I'm in a beautiful city of Castleberry. Our race is going to be winner take all if the amendment passes to do that.
When is the election for your race?
August 20th will be my election, but I give a lot of credit to all four candidates. And listen, if you put yourself out there, look, bless you, because I wake up nervous. I wake up with what do I have to do next? So, Kelly, keep up the good work. Steve, I hope you're focused and your team is working hard. Joel, we'll be keeping an eye on you, and Joy, we know that you've been working out there. So, hey guys, you got the information here. Conservatives are moving in the right direction. And if you're a conservative and you think you have the moment, this is your only chance.
Right. And liberals, Democrats, enough of the follow opportunities, the meetings, the pats on the back. It's time to get out there in this hot, rainy weather and meet your voters where they're at their front doors. And we just can't rely on just our own Democrats. We can't just rely on the D's behind our names. We have to talk to like-minded Republicans. We have to talk to like-minded, no party affiliated voters. That's where these elections are going to be won. There's still a lot of work, a lot of infrastructure that needs to be put in place for the Democrats. It's going to be a while before Democrats and liberals are relevant here in Florida. However, that doesn't mean you give up, and that doesn't mean you wait until next year or the year after that.
Yeah,
The
and
work has to be the work has to be done.
And if you want some
right,
air conditioning,
the work has to be done right now. Okay,
if
now
you want some air
Joel.
conditioning, let David talk to you right here. Like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, David. Listen, this man has offered you an opportunity to sit on the couch. If you don't want to be with me, that's fine. But if you work hard, get out there knocking, sweating, come here. David will have a conversation with you. We have the podcasts. We have Amy Pennick hitting 10,000 hits on just a short because she said the right things. Listen, your popularity, your name recognition can go where you put it. And look, David's trying to do the best thing. He's trying to help your party, and you need to help yourself. I'm thankful for Anna Escamani and her presence here. That was fantastic.
Carolina
Amnesty. But you know, we have a guy named Gary Carney. He's running. He's running as a Democrat in Seminole County. He's qualified to run against Andrea Herr. Andrea Herr has been here. We've had both two of the candidates for supervisor of elections in Seminole County. They're running in the primary. That's Chris Anderson and Amy Pennick. We've opened the door to Deborah Palalian. And look, that's the only reason I was trying to interrupt you is because I really want those people that watch or those people that are on the peripheral. If you're a Democrat and you haven't seen your candidate on this show, you have to ask why, because we've given them a platform to have that conversation. We're not the media asking the hard questions. We're just giving you a place to have a conversation. Except David does ask the gotcha question, and so far I've been disappointed, with the question, but not the answers. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming here. I thank you, David, for letting me interrupt you. You're not punching me out.
and folks may look at our different platforms like, well, their subscriber base is low. Well, if you know anything about social media and YouTube and the different forms of media, it's not necessarily the subscriber base or the likes and shares. It's the impressions that are made across the different platforms. And so when you talk to us about appearing on our shows or sponsoring an episode or placing an ad on your shows, what you're doing is that you're making your message, you're getting your message out to the thousands of individuals who are watching, who do see our material and are taking notice. So, ask us about, the impressions across all of our platforms. We're now on TikTok. We're going to be on
Not
Threads.
my choice.
Yes, our young associates idea, and they had to pull us into that, kicking and screaming. And we're on Threads, but we look to have a bigger footprint on Threads. So this is really good, and we encourage everyone that we reach out to reach out back to us so that we could get you on the show and get your message out.
David has no problem if you reach out on his private socials. I don't have a problem if you reach out on my private socials if you just want to have a conversation. Most of my socials are my last name spelled backwards. David's got the real cool one, so
Reach me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Apex Politico. And just go to our website, reach out to us on our website, J in Washington or j-washington.com. And of course, the major socials, we're there. Comment on our shows. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
help us. We want to hear from you. One of the things that David and I have been talking about is, hey, once you guys get those responses, then maybe we open it up and have you call in and you tell us what you think on these subjects.
Indeed. And particular, we have our live presidential debate.
That's
at the end
exactly
of
what
the
I was going
month.
to talk. I was just about to say we have our live debate watch coming
Yep.
up, and we would love you to be part of that. It's June 20.
Is it 27th, 29th?
27th.
Yeah,
It's coming up very quickly.
2
So
weeks from now, roughly.
yeah,
Wow.
roughly 2 weeks. But
Mhm.
look,
27th.
we appreciate everything you guys do for us.
Thank you, and we will see you the next time. Like, share, hit the notification button, and more importantly, don't forget to comment. We love to hear what you have to say.